Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hanifah bin Ahmad. I'm from class Design for Manufacturing Assembly. Today, my presentation is about trend on new product development process. In business and engineering, new product development (NPD) covers the complete process of bringing a new product to market. A central aspect of NPD is product design, along with various business consideration. New product development is described broadly as the transformation of the market opportunity into a product available for sale. The product can be tangible, something physical which one can touch, or intangible like services, experience, or belief. Though sometimes service and the other processes are distinguished from products. NPD requires an understanding of customer needs and wants, the competitive environment, and the nature of the market. Cost, time, and quality are the main variables that drive customer needs. Aiming at these three variables, innovation, company develop continuous practices and strategies to better satisfy customer requirements and to increase their own market share by the regular development of new products. There are many uncertainties and challenges which company must face throughout the process. The use of best practices and the elimination of barrier to communication are the main concerns for the management of the NPD. Next is process structure. The product development process typically consists of several activities that firms employ in the complex process of delivering new products to the market. A process management approach is used to provide a structure. Product development often overlaps much with the engineering design process, particularly if the new product being developed involves application of math and or science. Every new product will pass through a series of phases, including ideation, among other aspects of design, as well as manufacturing and market introduction. In highly complex engineered products, aircraft, automotive, machinery, the NPD process can be likewise complex regarding management of personnel, milestones, and deliverable. Such projects typically use an integrated product team approach. The process for managing large-scale complex engineering products is much slower, often 10 plus years, than that deployed for many types of consumer goods. The product development process is articulated and broken down in many different ways, many of which often include the following phases and stages. First stage, Fuzzy Front FFE, is the set of activities employed before the more formal and well-defined requirement specification is complete. Requirements speak to what the product should do or have at varying degrees of specificity in order to meet and perceive market or business need. Second, product design. Product design is the development of both the high level and detail level design of the product, which turn the what of the requirements into a specific how particular product will meet those requirements. This typically has the most overlap with the engineering design process, but can also include industrial design and even purely aesthetic aspects of design. On the marketing and planning side, this phase ends at pre-commercialization analysis. Third stage, product implementation. Product implementation often refers to later stage of detailed engineering design, such as refining mechanical or electrical hardware or software, or goods or other product form, as well as test process that may be used to validate that the prototype actually meets all design specifications that were established. Lastly, fuzzy back-end. Fuzzy back-end or commercialization phase represent the action step where the production and market launch occur. The front-end marketing phases have been very well researched with valuable models proposed. Peter Cohn et al. Provides a 5-step front-end activity called front-end innovation, opportunity identification, opportunity analysis, idea genesis, idea selection, and idea and technology development. He also includes an engineer in the middle of the 5 front-end stage and the possible outside barriers that can influence the process outcome. The engine represents the management driving the activities described. The front end of the innovation is the greatest area of weakness in the NPD process. This is mainly because the FFE is often chaotic, unpredictable, and unstructured. Engineering design is the process whereby a technical solution is developed iteratively to solve a given problem. The design stage is very important because at this stage, most of the product life cycle costs are engaged. Previous research shows that 70 to 80% of the final product quality and 70% of the product entire life cycle costs are determined in the product design phase. Therefore, the design manufacturing interface represents the greatest opportunity for cost reduction. Design project lasts from a few weeks or 3 years with an average of 1 year. Design and commercialization phases usually start a very early collaboration. When the concept design is finished, it will be sent to manufacturing plant for prototyping, developing a concurrent engineering approach by implementing practices such as QFD, DFM or DFA, and more. The output of the design engineering is a set of product and process specification, mostly in the form of drawing, and the output of manufacturing is the product ready for sale. Basically, the design team will develop drawing with technical specification representing the future product and will send it to the manufacturing plant to be executed. Solving product, process, fix problems is of high priority in information communication design because 90% of the development effort must be scrapped if any changes are made after the release to manufacturing. Next, NPD process. NPD process, or can call as new product development process, have 8 stages of the process that been involved. Firstly, new product strategy. Innovators have clearly defined their goals and objective for the new product. Next, idea generation. Collective brainstorming ideas through internal and external sources. Third, screening. Condense the number of brainstorm ideas. Fourth, concept testing. Structure an idea into a detailed concept. Fifth, business analysis. Understand the cost and profit of the new product and determining if they meet company objectives. Number 6, product development. Developing the product. Number 7, market testing. Marketing means is test through a trial run of the product. Last, number 8, commercialization. Introducing the product to the public. Next is model. Conceptual models have been designed in order to facilitate a smooth process. Firstly, IDEO approach. The concept adopted by IDEO, a design and consulting firm, is one of the most researched processes in regard to new product development and is a 5-step procedure. These steps are listed in chronological order. First, understand and observe the market, the client, the technology, and the limitation of the problem. Number 2, synthesis the information collected at the first step. Number 3, visualize new customers using the product. 4, prototype, evaluate, and improve the concept. Number 5, implementation of design changes which are associated with more technological advanced procedures, and therefore this step will require more time. Next is BAH model. One of the first developed models that today companies will still use in the NPD process is the Booz Allen and Hamilton BAH model, published in 1982. This is the best known model because it underlies the NPD system that have been put forward later. This model represents the foundation of all the other models that have been developed afterwards. Significant work have been conducted in order to propose a better models, but in fact, these models can be easily linked to BAH model. The 7 steps of BAH development, testing, and commercialization. Next, stage gate model. A pioneer of NPD research in the consumer goods sector is Robert G. Cooper. Over the last 2 decades, he conducted significant work in the area of NPD. The stage gate model, developed in the 1980s, was proposed as a new tool for managing new products development processes. This was mainly applied to the consumers goods industries. The 2010 APQC benchmarking study reveals that 88% of US businesses employ a stage gate system to manage new products, from idea to launch. In return, the companies that adopt this system are reported to receive benefits such as improved teamwork, improved success rates, earlier detection of failure, a better launch, and even shorter cycle times, reduced by about 30%. These findings highlight the importance of the stage gate model in the area of new product development. Next, Lean Startup approach. Over the last few years, the Lean Startup movement has grown in popularity, challenging many of the assumptions inherent in the stage gate model. After that, exploratory product development model. Exploratory product development, which often goes by the acronym XPD, EXPD, is an emerging approach to new product development. Consultants Mary Drotter and Kathy Morrissey first introduced EXPD at the 2015 Product Development and Management Association annual meeting, and later outlined their approach in the Product Development and Management Association magazine Visions. In 2015, their firm Strategy to Market received the trademark on the term exploratory PD, rather than going through a set of discrete phases. Like the phase gate process, exploratory product development allows organizations to adapt to a landscape of shifting market circumstances and uncertainty by using a more flexible and adaptable product development process for both hardware and software. Next, what are the best practices of product development process? Although the specific approach vary, most companies that repeatedly deliver successful products to market share certain strategies. Below are some of these best practices for new product development. Number 1, start with users' needs and frustration in mind. Number 2, use market research and your own users' feedback. Number 3, communication regularly across the company, share knowledge and insight. Number 4, use one of the many available frameworks for the product development process. Number 5, validate your product concept as soon in the process as possible. For some products, this might include a soft launch in which you test the product with a small group of early adopters before a full-scale market release. Number 6, invite the cross-functional team into the ideation and brainstorming stages. 7, set realistic development timelines. 8, focus only on ideas your organization has both the resources and the expertise to execute on. What are real-world examples of product development process? The founder of Airbnb had neither a business nor funding, but they intuitively understood one of the most important elements of successful product development: validate your product concept before you begin production. It is validate the product concept before beginning the production. Airbnb, they tested the idea for peer-to-peer rental housing online by posting the details of their own apartment and offering it as a short-term rental. When several users signed up to stay in the founder's home, they knew they had a viable product idea. Crystal Pepsi. PepsiCo made a critical mistake when they introduced Crystal Pepsi, the new soda they marketed as healthier than the other soft drinks. The company failed to validate their concept before its market launch because they didn't gather enough early feedback from their target customers, or use a soft launch to validate the product with early adopters. Pepsi's management was blindsided when their full-scale release of Crystal Pepsi proved a failure. Next, what is one key difference between developing product as a startup vs large business? These examples highlight one of the differences between the product development process in a startup vs developing a new product within an established company. Because the Airbnb founders did not have any funding, a large team, or any track record, they had no choice but to validate their idea with real-world users before spending any time or money on development. PepsiCo, by contrast, they could pour hundreds of millions of dollars into its Crystal Pepsi launch, which they did including Super Bowl ads, without first investigating whether or not the clear-colored soft drink would resonate with customers. This is one of the examples why in some cases it can be easier to develop new products for a startup than within a large, well-funded organization. The smaller, newer business doesn't have the resource that give it to the luxury of developing a product without first checking with the product's intended customers. It also doesn't have the bias based on its previous successes that could lead its product managers to assume they had a viable idea when in reality their customers would reject their new project. Lastly, one key takeaway when is to develop new products as though you were not one key takeaway then is to develop new products as though you were working for a startup. Even if you are a product manager within a big company, please treat every product concept as though it needs market validation before proceeding with development. Thank you.